Welcome to the BRC Civics class. All lessons are available on our YouTube channel. Today we're going to break down Article 2, the executive branch. The president is the head of the executive branch, and the president has the following powers: executive orders, vetoes, appointing federal judges, and appointing heads of federal agencies, aka the president's cabinet. See, that's how you get RFK Jr. as a sick conspiracy nut. That's how he becomes the Secretary of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The president is also the commander-in-chief of the military. The cabinet is the president's advisors, and the chief executive of each agency is known as the secretary of their department. Examples would be the Secretary of State or the Secretary of Defense. But contrary to the current president, Trump, the chump, the president doesn't have absolute power at all. Definitely doesn't have absolute power to make these appointments for the cabinet. The Senate has to vote to confirm the president's appointees. There have been some hilarious moments on C-SPAN because of this. If you know, you know. Because there are checks and balances in place, cabinet members also make up the line of succession in the event that the current president becomes incapacitated, resigns like Nixon, or dies like JFK, or is removed from office like hopefully, never mind. First in the line of succession is the vice president, then the Speaker of the House, then the Senate President Pro Tempore. Then it keeps going: Secretary of State, Secretary of Treasury, Secretary of Defense, and so on. The president also appoints the heads of over 50 independent federal commissions, as well as ambassadors and federal judges, and all those nominees have to be confirmed by who? The Senate, because that's what? Checks and balances. The president also gets to check Congress too. When Congress passes a bill, the president either has to sign it into law or reject it through a veto. The president also has the power to grant pardons, like Trump the chump did for the January 6th domestic terrorists, or grant clemency for federal crimes, except in the cases of impeachment on both the state and federal level. An impeachment is what happened to Bill Clinton back in the day when he lied to Congress about old girl. A charge of misconduct made against the holder of public office is what an impeachment is. On a global scale, the president serves as the nation's representative. The president can negotiate and sign treaties with another nation, but it only becomes ratified with the support of 2/3 vote of the Senate. So let's do the math again. There are 100 seats in the Senate, so 2/3 of that would be 67 votes. The president also has the power to issue executive orders, which allows the president to direct the actions of members of the executive branch without it having to be approved by Congress, like Trump the chump's executive order NSPM-7 that allows him to target his political enemies. However, while Congress has no say on executive orders, the judicial branch, specifically the Supreme Court, does have the power to overturn an executive order. There are only a few qualifications when it comes to who can be president. The Constitution has 3 requirements. You have to be 35 years old or older, a natural-born citizen, and you've lived in the U.S. at least 14 years. Presidents are limited to 2 4-year terms, and that's in the Constitution by the 22nd Amendment that was ratified in 1951. That's why before 1951, President Roosevelt ran 4 terms. Every 4 years, we elect a president through the Electoral College. So when we go to the polls to vote for president, we're really voting for electors that will cast their vote on our behalf. And we're going to stop there for today. And in our lesson, we're going to tackle Article 3, the judicial branch of the U.S. government. As always, I love you, black man. I love you, black woman. Knowledge is power. Power to the people.
Say it loud.